near future, Earth had become a crowded place. Humans shared their cities with many alien species, but respect was still rare. Most powerful jobs were taken by aliens, while humans did the lowest work. Evan Cole was one of those humans. He worked in a trade station at the edge of Neo City 7. His job was simple: loading cargo and cleaning docks. He was smart, but no one cared. To most aliens, humans were weak, slow, and easy to replace. That morning felt normal, until Evan heard shouting near the lower docks. A small alien girl was being pushed by two tall workers. Her clothes were torn, her skin pale blue, her eyes full of fear. She looked lost, tired, and injured. "Move away," one worker said, laughing. "She is not our problem." People walked past without stopping. Some laughed, others looked away. Helping aliens like her only brought trouble. Evan stopped. He did not know why, but something felt wrong. The girl was shaking, holding her arm like it was broken. "She needs help," Evan said quietly. The workers stared at him, shocked. "A human telling us what to do," one said with a smile. They pushed Evan aside, but he stood back up. Evan helped the girl stand. She was lighter than she looked. Her eyes met his, and for a moment, the noise around them faded. "Please," she whispered in broken English, "they will find me." Before Evan could ask more, his supervisor arrived, a tall alien with metal skin and cold eyes. "What is this?" the supervisor asked. Evan explained. "She is hurt. She needs medical help." The supervisor laughed. "You broke station rules," he said. "You helped an unknown alien without cliffs." Evan tried to argue, but it did not matter. The supervisor tapped his wrist device. "You are fired," he said loudly. "Leave the station now." The crowd watched as Evan lost his job in seconds. Some humans lowered their heads. Aliens smiled in satisfaction. Evan felt anger and fear, but he did not let go of the girl. He guided her away from the docks into an old service tunnel. The station lights flickered as alarms began to sound high above the city. Unknown ships entered Earth's airspace. Their design was ancient and powerful. Military scanners failed to read them. Inside the tunnel, the girl finally collapsed. Evan caught her before she hit the ground. "Why are they after you?" Evan asked. She looked at him, her voice shaking. "I should never have come to Earth." Suddenly, heavy footsteps echoed outside. Voices in an alien language filled the tunnel entrance. These were not station guards. The girl grabbed Evan's arm tightly. "They are not here to save me," she said. "They are here to take me back." Evan felt a cold fear in his chest. He was just fired, jobless, and now hunted. All for helping someone everyone else ignored. Outside, a deep voice spoke through a translator. "Search every sector," it ordered. "The air must be found." Evan did not understand the word, but the girl did. Her eyes filled with tears as she looked at him. "I am sorry," she said, softly. "You should have walked away." Above them, the city shook as massive ships moved into position. Earth had no idea what was coming, and Evan had no idea that the weak, scared girl he helped was the key to a galactic throne. The service tunnel was dark and cold. Old lights blinked on and off above Evan and the alien girl. The sounds of searching soldiers echoed far behind them. Evan carried her deeper into the tunnel. His arms hurt, his breath was heavy, but he did not stop. They reached an abandoned maintenance room. Broken machines covered the walls, dust filled the air. Evan gently placed the girl on the floor. He tore a piece of cloth from his jacket and wrapped her injured arm. She watched him closely, silent and alert. "You did not have to help me," she said softly. "They will punish you." "I already lost my job," Evan replied. "That does not matter now." She looked confused by his calm voice. Most beings helped only for reward. Humans were different, but the galaxy rarely noticed. Outside, the city shook again. A deep horn echoed through the sky. Alien warships hovered above Earth like dark shadows. Evan checked the door. The lock was old but strong. For now, they were safe. "Who are they?" Evan asked. "Why are they hunting you?" The girl stayed quiet for a long moment. Then she spoke slowly. "There was a war in my empire," she said. "My father was betrayed." Evan frowned. He did not understand the scale of her words. To him, it sounded like a faraway problem. "I escaped," she continued. "Earth was supposed to be hidden." Suddenly, a loud explosion shook the tunnel entrance. Dust fell from the ceiling. Evan stepped in front of her without thinking. Through a crack in the wall, bright lights flashed. Armed alien soldiers moved with perfect control. Their armor carried royal symbols. The girl's breathing became fast. They found the scepter, she whispered. Evan looked again at the symbols. He had seen them before, on history screens and warning posters. They are not police, Evan said. They are Imperial forces. Her eyes widened. She realized humans knew more than the galaxy believed. Another blast hit the outer door. The lock began to break. Time was running out. There is something you must know, she said urgently. I am not just a refugee. Evan turned toward her. Sweat ran down his face. Then tell me, he said. She stood up. Despite the pain, she pressed her hand against the wall scanner. The dead machine suddenly came alive. A hologram filled the room. A symbol of the Galactic throne appeared, bright and unmistakable. I am the Emperor's daughter, she said. The true heir. Evan froze. His mind struggled to understand the truth. The weak, scared girl was royalty. Before he could speak, the door exploded open. Smoke filled the room. Alien soldiers rushed inside. Evan grabbed a metal tool and stood his ground. His hands shook, but he did not step back. The girl stepped forward. Her voice changed, strong and clear. Stop, she commanded. The soldiers froze. They knelt instantly. Fear and respect filled their eyes. The leader lowered his head. My princess, he said. We were ordered to return you. Evan looked between them, stunned. The galaxy's power now stood in his small hands. The girl turned to Evan. They will never stop, she said. And now, neither will the galaxy. High above Earth, the largest warship moved forward. A signal was sent across the stars. The Emperor had learned where his daughter was, and Earth was no longer just a small human world. The alien soldiers stayed on their knees. Their heads were low, their weapons powered down. They obeyed the girl without question. Evan could hardly breathe. Moments ago he was just a fired worker. Now he stood beside the heir to a galactic throne. Stand down, the girl ordered calmly. My protector will decide what happens next. The soldiers looked confused. They glanced at Evan, a simple human. Their faces showed doubt and disbelief. A human, one officer muttered. They are weak. Evan heard the words. He felt anger rise inside him, but he stayed calm. Leave this place, Evan said. You are not taking her by force. The officer hesitated. No human had ever spoken to them like this, especially not on Earth. Outside, explosions shook the city again. Human defense systems fired at the warships above. But the alien shields held strong. The galaxy watched Earth through silent cameras. Many species laughed. They expected humans to fall in minutes. Evan helped the girl move through a hidden exit tunnel. He knew the old station paths better than anyone. Aliens relied on maps. Humans relied on memory. Drones followed them, scanning the tunnels. Evan used smoke valves and broken doors to slow them. Simple tricks, but effective. This should not work, the girl said quietly. Our technology is far greater. Humans survive because we adapt. Evan replied. We use what we have. An ambush waited ahead. Alien troops blocked the main path. Energy weapons. Ready? Evan pulled the girl behind cover. He grabbed an old power cable from the wall. Sparks filled the tunnel. He connected it to a water pipe and metal floor. When the soldiers stepped forward, the floor exploded with energy. The alien troops fell, stunned but alive, their armor overloaded. The girl stared in shock. That was primitive, she said, but brilliant. Above-ground humans refused to surrender. Pilots flew outdated ships with fearless skill. Ground teams used teamwork instead of raw power. Alien commanders began to notice something strange. Humans did not retreat. They learned and adjusted with every attack. This species is different, one commander said. They do not break. In the tunnels, Evan and the girl reached a hidden transport bay. An old human shuttle waited inside, small, slow, and ignored by aliens. It will not escape a warship, she said. It does not need to, Evan replied. It just needs to surprise them. He launched the shuttle through a debris field, flying low and fast. Alien scanners lost the signal. For the first time, alien forces failed to track a human move across the galaxy. Observers grew silent. The girl looked at Evan with new respect. Humans were called weak, she said, but you protect without fear. Evan focused on flying. We protect what matters, he answered. A powerful signal suddenly filled every screen. The image of a massive alien appeared, the Emperor himself. His voice was deep and controlled. Human, he said, you stand in the path of destiny. Evan did not bow. He did not beg. He simply replied, She chose to trust me. The galaxy watched in shock. A human stood equal before an emperor. The emperor's eyes narrowed. Then I will meet you, he said, and judge your kind myself. The signal ended. The shuttle flew into hiding and across the stars. One truth began to spread. Humans were no longer a joke. They were a challenge. The human shuttle did not run for long. Imperial forces surrounded it near the edge of the solar system. This time, they did not attack. A massive flagship opened its hangar. The size alone made Evan feel small. The girl stood beside him, calm and strong. They want a trial, she said. My father wants to. See you? Evan nodded. He knew there was no escape now, but he felt no regret. They were taken to the Galactic capital, a city floating in space, built from light and metal. Thousands of species watched from tall towers. Evan walked into the High Council chamber. Powerful beings filled the room. Some stared with anger, others with curiosity. At the center stood the Emperor, tall, ancient, and silent. His eyes held the weight of galaxies. So this is the human, the Emperor said. The one who interfered. Voices rose around the chamber. Humans are reckless, one alien said. They risk war, another shouted. They are weak and emotional. Evan listened quietly. He felt fear, but he did not hide it. He stepped forward. I helped someone who was hurt, Evan said. I did not know who she was. The chamber fell silent. The Emperor watched closely. You lost your job, the Emperor said. You risked your world. Yes, Evan replied. But helping her was right. Some council members laughed. Others looked confused. No one expected such a simple answer. The Emperor turned to his daughter. Did this human protect you? He asked. Yes, she said clearly. He stood when others walked away. Murmurs spread through the chamber. Honor was a powerful word in the galaxy, and rare. The council leaders stepped forward. Humans do not understand galactic law, he said. They should be punished. Evan clenched his fists. Then he spoke again. Humans may be small, he said, but we protect the weak, even if it costs everything. The words echoed through the hall. Some aliens shifted uncomfortably. They remembered times they had not helped. The Emperor stood up slowly. The room went silent at once. His voice filled the chamber. Power is not shown by weapons alone, he said. Loyalty and courage shape empires. He stepped down from the throne, standing face to face with Evan, towering over him. You were fired by your people, the Emperor said, yet you protected my blood. Evan looked up, steady and honest. I would do it again, he said. The Emperor studied him for a long moment. Then he turned to the council. This human will not be punished, he declared. Gasps filled the chamber. The galaxy was shocked. My daughter names him her protector. The Emperor continued, and I accept. The girl stepped beside Evan, placing her hand on his arm. Her choice was final. The Emperor raised his hand. Humanity will be judged by this act, he said. Not by fear. The trial was over. But the future had just changed. Across the galaxy, one truth spread quietly. Humans were no longer invisible. They had been seen. The council chamber stayed silent. No one argued with the Emperor's decision. The trial had changed everything. Evan stood beside the Emperor's daughter, still wearing worn clothes from Earth. Yet now every powerful being watched him with respect. The Emperor raised his staff, a symbol of absolute authority. His voice carried through every world. From this day, he said, humanity will be recognized as an honored species. Shock spread across the galaxy. Humans had never been given such status, all because of one choice. The Emperor turned to Evan. You lost your job for doing what was right, he said. Now you will be rewarded. Servants brought forward advanced armor and weapons. Titles and land were offered. Power beyond imagination. Evan looked at them, then slowly shook his head. I do not want power, he said. I want people to be safe. The chamber whispered again. Aliens struggled to understand, but the Emperor smiled. Then you will be her protector, the Emperor said, not by rank, but by honor. The Emperor's daughter stepped forward, her voice strong and clear. He represents the best of humans, she said, loyal, brave, and kind. Across the stars, human worlds received the message. For the first time, the galaxy spoke of humans with respect, not as workers, but as allies. On Earth, news screens lit up. People watched in disbelief. A human stood beside an emperor. Evan returned to Earth as a changed man. Not rich, not famous, but known. Humans were given equal access to trade and defense. Alien supervisors who mocked humans were removed. Old rules were broken. Evan walked the same trade station again. This time, no one laughed. They stepped aside. The Emperor's daughter visited Earth often. She walked freely among humans, learning their ways. "You changed the galaxy," she told Evan once. He smiled gently. "No," he said, "we just showed who we are." Years later, stories spread across space about a human who lost everything to help a stranger and gained the respect of stars. The galaxy learned a lesson it would never forget. Humans do not seek power, but when tested, they stand unbroken. Evan looked up at the night sky. Ships moved peacefully between worlds, a future once impossible, and among the stars. A simple truth echoed forever: never underestimate humanity.